Hey everyone, I'm Adam, and you're watching Buzz Delight, where the drama hits fast and the twists hit harder. Let's jump right in. The moment the applause faded and the lights dimmed on that wildly successful fashion showcase, something shifted, and not in a good way. Katie Logan stood there, smiling for the cameras, accepting congratulations like she just conquered the fashion world. But behind that polished expression, doubt, real gnawing doubt. Because in this business, one win doesn't make you a legend. It makes you a target, or worse, a fluke. And Katie knows it. The success of Erupts collection under the Logan brand gave her company instant credibility. Overnight, Logan went from overlooked to undeniable. But here's the problem no one's saying out loud. Eric isn't sticking around forever, and lightning rarely strikes twice in the same place. Katie needs her next move, fast, and it has to be bigger. Because if she fails now, the whispers start. One-hit wonder. Beginner's luck. She got lucky with Eric. That's not a narrative Katie can afford. So while the world celebrates Logan's breakthrough moment, inside those office walls, the pressure is building. And then Liam walks in with an idea that could either save everything or complicate it beyond repair. He doesn't waste time. In his mind, the answer is obvious. Hope. He paints it like a rescue mission. Hope has been overlooked, undervalued, pushed aside at Forrester Creations. Sound familiar? Katie hears the parallels immediately. Liam insists it's time for Hope to step out of that shadow and build something that's truly hers. A fresh line, a personal brand, something real. Hope, he says, like it's already a label on a runway. And honestly, it's not a bad pitch. Hope has the name, the recognition, the emotional connection with audiences. She doesn't need to bring over old designs. Those never fully reflected her anyway. Starting from scratch might actually be the best thing that ever happened to her. And then there's Deke. Liam is clearly counting on him too. Hope's brother has talent, no question. A stack of designs waiting for the right moment. Bringing him would make this feel like a family-built empire, something raw and authentic. Katie can see the vision forming. Hope as a face. Deke supporting creatively. It could work. But there's one massive hole in that plan, and Katie sees it instantly. A company doesn't run on potential. It runs on leadership. Deke isn't ready to be the lead designer. Not yet. Maybe one day, but not now. And Hope? She's the brand, not the technical backbone. Which leaves Katie right back where she started. She needs someone experienced. Someone bold. Someone who can carry the entire creative direction of Logan on their shoulders without hesitation. And that's where things get interesting. Because the answer might not be someone new. It might be someone unforgettable. Names start floating around. Quietly at first, people from the past. Designers with history, baggage, and unfinished business. Sally Spectra is the obvious first thought. Her talent is undeniable, her legacy iconic. But reality quickly shuts that door. She's built a whole new life elsewhere. Career, relationship, even a baby on the way. Pulling her back now feels unlikely, no matter how perfect she might seem on paper. So Katie keeps looking. And then comes a name that hasn't been spoken in a long time. Clark Garrison. Now that would shake things up. Clark isn't just a designer. He's a survivor. He's played both sides of the fashion war, working with Spectra and Forrester. Charming, unpredictable, and just a little dangerous. The kind of man who doesn't just design clothes. He designs chaos. Bringing him in would definitely get attention. But would it be enough? Katie isn't just looking to stir the pot. She needs a statement. Something bigger than nostalgia. So the search continues. Nicole Avant enters the conversation next. A wild card with history tied directly to the Forrester world. She started small, but years have passed. Experience builds quietly, and Nicole has had time to grow, evolve, sharpen her edge. Her return wouldn't just be professional. It would be personal, especially for Zend. Old relationships, unresolved tension, and the chance for revenge? That's the kind of emotional fuel that can either ignite brilliance or burn everything down. Still, even that feels like a gamble. And then someone brings up Amber Moore. Now that's a name loaded with history. Amber never did anything halfway. She schemed. She loved. She fought her way into spaces she was never meant to be in, and somehow made it work. She's been part of both Forrester and Spectra, learning the game from the inside. If she walked back into this world now, she wouldn't be the same woman. She'd be sharper, hungrier, and probably ready to settle old scores. But there's a complication, actually, several. Her past connections to Bill and Leah make things messy. And messy isn't always strategic. Katie hesitates, because what she needs isn't just drama. She needs control. And just when it seems like every option comes with too many risks, a quieter idea surfaces. Jack, not a name that screams scandal. Not immediately, but look closer and the layers start to unfold. He's connected to both Brooke and Nick. His very existence is tied to one of the most complicated, emotional chapters in their history. And now, he's been building a life in Paris, surrounded by fashion, learning the craft away from all the noise. Bringing him in would be subtle, calculated, a move that doesn't explode, but simmers. It would definitely get under Ridge's skin, maybe even Brooke's. But here's the thing, it's still not explosive enough, because right now, there's someone watching all of this unfold, and he's not thinking small. Bill Spencer doesn't do subtle. He doesn't play safe. And more importantly, he doesn't forget when someone hurts his family. From his perspective, Katie has been disrespected, dismissed, and underestimated. And if there's one thing Bill loves, it's turning the tables in the most dramatic way possible. So instead of asking who should lead Logan, he starts asking a different question. Who would destroy Ridge? And that's when the past doesn't just knock on the door. It kicks it down. Morgan DeWitt, a name that doesn't just carry history. It carries scars. She wasn't just another designer. She was a storm. A woman who once got dangerously close to Ridge, whose life spiraled after being pushed into a devastating decision. The aftermath? Obsession. Revenge. Chaos. Morgan didn't just cross lines. She erased them. And yet, beneath all of that instability, there was talent. Real, undeniable talent. The kind that could reshape a brand. Now imagine her walking back into this world. Not as a victim, not as a memory, but as the creative force behind Logan. It wouldn't just be a business move. It would be war. Because Morgan's presence wouldn't stay contained to sketch pads and fabric. It would reach into every unresolved emotion, every buried secret. Ridge wouldn't be able to ignore her. Brooke wouldn't be able to dismiss her. And Katie? She might not even be the one pulling the strings. Because if Bill makes this happen, and he absolutely could, then this isn't about fashion anymore. It's about revenge, power, and rewriting the narrative in the most explosive way possible. The question isn't whether Logan will find a new lead designer. It's how far they're willing to go to win. And if Morgan DeWitt walks through that door, winning might come at a price no one is ready to pay.